Hello, today I'm going to make a pot roast, a beef pot roast in my Instapot. And I had some viewer questions ask me how I learned to cook. Well, back in 1983, I started culinary school, and I spent 2 years of my life in culinary school, and this is one of the books from culinary school, Professional Cooking, and I'm going to make a pot roast, more or less the same. I'll add some different ingredients to it, the way we like it, but it's beef pot roast, and I'll take a picture of this and put it in the comments. But this is how I learned to cook, is from culinary school and working with some great chefs in my culinary career. It's been almost 40 years, so I've been a professional cook for a very long time, a professional chef. So today we're making a beef pot roast, and I'm just going to do the whole thing, start to bottom, start to finish in this Instapot. And I know in the last couple beef recipes I've made, I've told you to save your cooking fat. This is beef tallow, and this is the French onion soup and au jus that I've saved and I've kept in the freezer. So it's a continuation. Uh, you have juice and fats left from cooking, and you save those, and that's how your food will taste fantastic. You save money, but it's better. It doesn't taste like something from the store. So I'm gonna turn this Instapot on and put this beef tallow in there. Let's see, saute 30 minutes on normal. Okay, so that's gonna get hot, and it's hot already. Get that off of there. It says it's hot. That's good. So dry. This is a 5-pound pot roast. I'm just drying it off. You can't brown something that's wet, so make sure you dry it off really well. And this is grass-fed beef. It's really, really excellent, good quality. So, and you're going to brown it on all sides. Let me just pick that up. Okay, so that's exactly what it looks like. Got this hot. And you want it to brown. It's going to stick a little bit probably to start off with. And this will take, I don't know, under 10 minutes to brown this really good. We're not really cooking it, we're just browning it. I'm going to brown it on all sides. So don't move it. Let that sit there. Don't touch it, for a few minutes until you can pull up the edges and you see a brown crust. Just like when we cooked the steak. When I showed you how I cooked the New York strip steaks in a cast iron skillet, it's the same exact thing. You're just browning it. You want to get a crust. You want a brown crust on this. Let me see if I'm going to turn that up. There we go. Okay, I'll be back after it browns, and I'll show you how I'm going to hold it up and brown it on the sides and flip it over and brown it on the other side. And I'll show you in just a second what it looks like. This is nice and darkly brown. I'm getting ready to turn it. You want it to look like that. Okay? Flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so when my pot roast is brown, I'm going to start sauteing these vegetables. I'm going to use a large onion. I'm going to dice it up. And just some of these little baby carrots I had, I'm going to leave them whole or maybe chopped in half. A head of garlic, thyme, celery, and I like rutabagas, and I happen to have some, so I'm going to put a rutabaga in it. My family likes rutabagas too, so it'll be great. And I won't be eating this. I know you guys know I have alpha-gal, but my husband and son will be eating this, and they like rutabagas. The pot roast is brown on all sides. See how nice? It's got a crust on it, top and bottom, and the sides. Get it off of here. There's quite a bit of oil left in the bottom, and I'm going to saute my veggies in it. Hopefully you can see that. And it's got some brown bits in there called a fond. Now put your onions that you chopped up. Put all these onions in there. It's one really large onion. The celery, 4 or 5 stalks of celery. Throw the carrots in there too. We're just going to lightly saute them. They're not going to be all the way cooked. And my garlic, and the garlic I didn't take the skins off. I'm leaving them whole because those skins get really sweet. And we can pop the garlic out later, and your garlic won't get like a really strong bitter flavor. It'll turn really sweet and yummy. Okay, so if it's for my family, I leave the skins on. Okay, now just scrape that bottom and stir your veggies around. Cook it for a few minutes, and then we'll put our pot roast back in. Okay. Since I'm using a rutabaga and it will cook longer than a potato, it takes longer to cook. It's a lot harder. I'm going to put it in at the same time. I'm not going to saute it, but I'm going to lay it on top of the pot roast. And if you want to put potatoes in this, you would do this after the fact or cook them on the side so they don't fall apart. I'm going to serve this with mashed potatoes. So chop these up in big hunks. Okay, let's take a peek over here. Looking great. Scrape that bottom. And then I'm just going to put my pot roast back in. It's got a little bit of color on the veggies. And I'm going to put this pot roast right back in there, right on top of it. Where did I put my... Using a meat fork, it's just easier. Okay, put that back in there. Put any of the juices that have come out on your plate in there as well. Now, I'm going to put a little bit of the Moanita seasoning on it. About, a couple teaspoons full. Okay. 1 can of diced tomatoes. Just put it right on top. The au jus, you can use beef stock. Use a quart of beef stock if you have it. If you didn't make French onion soup like I told you to, and if you didn't save your au jus from your steaks, use commercially available or your own beef stock. Put that in there. I'm going to add some red wine and a little bit of sherry. Also, just whatever I have left in here. That's probably about half a cup of red wine. Sherry. And some thyme. I had some thyme out in my garden growing, so I'm going to add that in there. Where's it at? Here it is. Thyme. And you know what? I forgot a bay leaf. Let me see if I have any over here. So add 2 or 3 bay leaves. Remember how many bay leaves you put in, because that's how many you're going to want to take out. I'm putting 4 bay leaves in, so I'm going to take 4 bay leaves out, because remember, you can't eat bay leaves. They'll get stuck in your throat. But they have a great flavor. They go fantastic with anything beef. And that's plenty of liquid. Now I'm going to lay my rutabagas right on top. This big knife I use is the same one I got in culinary school back in 1983. So, it still works like a charm. I use it every day. Okay, good to go. Oh, it smells really yummy. And here we put the lid on it. Now I'm going to turn it. There's a little setting on Instapot that says meat stew. That's what I'm going to do. Let me hit cancel. Meat stew, 30 minutes, and it'll automatically come on. All my valves are ready to go. I'll see you when it's done.